Okay, so we have UFC Fight Night Sandhagen versus Figueiredo this weekend. It's time to do some predictions and break the whole card down. And this card is very top heavy. It's pretty mid. Like, it's maybe slightly above mid, maybe average. The main event's very good, obviously. Good co-main with Bo Nickel, the return of the Barry Man. And, yeah, other than that, not much stands out, to be honest. The return of the real hardest hitting 145er. Jeremy Stevens. He's back at like 39 years old, made his way back to the UFC. That's cool. I'm hyped for that. I actually am. Other than that, there's not shit on this card. It's pretty bad. Starting with the first fight of the night, we have Juliana Miller taking on Ivana Petrovic. All right, I'm gonna go Petrovic here because she's slightly less worse, and Juliana Miller is very clumsy on the feet, pretty bad grappler. I think Petrovic gets this one done with the grappling. Yeah, who gives a fuck, all right? Why are we starting off cards with fights like this? Let's move on. Juliana was going to lose this. Yeah, Petrovic by decision. Next, we have, oh my fucking god, fucking blob off. Thomas Peterson taking on Dontel Mays. I swear, man, heavyweight's such a joke. Like, I hate this fucking division. I'm going to go Thomas Peterson. He actually isn't that bad. Like, he's fat. He's morbidly obese while being a professional athlete, okay? But Dontel Mays is very old. He's lost to literally everyone in the division. I don't know how he's even in the UFC still. Probably because they're running out of fucking heavyweights. But, yeah, Dontel Mays, man, he has some power. A lot of his wins come from crazy KOs. But he's very slow. Struggles to have 3 rounds of cardio, really only dangerous in the first round, and Thomas Peterson has pretty good foot movement for being a big man, a big fat man. He's pretty light on his feet, surprisingly. He does have good foot movement. He can move around, in and out, jab, get out of there, leg kick, in and out. He's pretty, I don't even want to say good. He's pretty good for the division, all right? I'm going to go Thomas Peterson here. I think he gets a, decision. I think this fight will be pretty bad, pretty boring, pretty low output. Maybe a fun first round where they're trying to finish each other. But other than that, they're going to gas. It's going to be a boring second and third round. Thomas Peterson here by pit bad decision. Next, we have Gaston Bolaños taking on Lei Kwang. All right? Or Kwang Lei. Whatever. I'm going to go Bolaños here. Okay? We got Walmart Taporio here. He does look like him. All right, it's funny. I get it, but he's pretty good. Pretty inexperienced in the UFC so far. Only had 3 fights. I believe he's won 2 of them, lost 1 by KO to somebody who I cannot remember at this moment. But he's pretty good, pretty simple, like kickboxing style. Just sticks to the basics. Pretty fast, pretty big for the division, and especially compared to Lei Kwang, who's severely undersized for the division. He just is a very small dude, just has no will to impose in there. He just doesn't impose his will very well. He doesn't implement any dangerous, tactics, of anything. He doesn't have a good leg kick. He doesn't have a nasty jab. He doesn't have good grappling. He doesn't have an X factor here. He just doesn't have anything that's going to win him this fight. He's very well-rounded, but he just doesn't stand out to me as good in any one particular thing. So I'm going to go Gaston Bolaños here by dominant decision. He could get a finish, but Lei Kwang has been finished before. I think he's 0-2 in the UFC so far. I don't know if he got finished both times. I don't think he did. Not very good. I think he was one of the guys from the Road to UFC show, which, it's pretty hit or miss competition on that show, so I don't know. Who gives a fuck, man? This fight's so mid, too, man. Oh, this card's so bad, but I'm going to be here. I'm going to be here Saturday night, baby. We're going to find out Saturday night how bad the fucking card is. And you're going to be here too, bro. I know it, all right? Yeah, I'm going to go to Gaston Bolaños here by decision. Next, we have Marina Rodriguez taking on Jillian Robertson. All right, I'm going to go Jillian Robertson here. She's going to win this fight, obviously. She's the way better grappler. She's actually pretty good. She has very good submission skills. I think this fight could be all right. Marina Rodriguez, kind of just a marauder on the feet. Not really too powerful, not really too fast. I think she's older, on the older side at least, of a women's MMA fighter. Pretty bad grappling, has been taken down a lot, has been subbed a lot. Jillian Robertson, I believe, has the most submissions in WMMA history. So, yeah, give me Jillian Robertson here by either submission or 3 rounds of control time. Like, I don't care, man. Jillian Robertson is pretty good, but I still don't care. Next, we have Azmat Bekoyev taking on Ryan Loder. All right, Ryan Loder coming in, making his UFC debut, I believe, after his win on the Contender Series where he finished Robert Valentin, the guy who just got completely control time fucked by that really short guy for the division. Yeah. I'm going to go Azmat here. I believe he's a heavy favorite. I didn't check the odds before I did the prediction research, but yeah, that makes sense. Ryan Loder, I think he's on the older side. He was like his thing was he's like a blue collar worker or something. He's pretty worked. You know, his body's cooked at this point. I think he's older. He has decent grappling and he can ground and pound, but I just think he's going to struggle against the shorter, stockier, strong guy in Azmat, who has very good grappling defensively and offensively himself. You know, I think he's going to be able to take down Ryan Loder if he wants to. The taller, lankier guy who's not going to have that lower center of gravity that helps him stay on his feet. All right, and I think Azmat just has the better power, better striking, just has the more potential here to damage the other opponent. So yeah, I'm going to go Azmat here. This will be a very good fight, I believe. Azmat coming off of his brutal KO against Zachary Reese. Yeah, this is a good fight. Should be good. I just don't think Ryan Loder brings much to the table other than the takedown and ground and pound. Like, other than that, his striking's pretty mid. He's not very fast. He's not very strong. And against someone who can defend the takedowns, I think he loses, okay, to most people. So give me Azmat Bekoyev here by ground and pound finish. Next, we have Yana Santos taking on Miesha Tate. I'm going to go Yana Santos here. You want to know why? I don't know. I couldn't tell you. She's hotter, okay? Who gives a dude this card? Oh my god, these fights are so fucking bad. Next, we have the return of Jeremy Stephens. This is hype, okay? This is actually hype. You don't have to be a former fan of this guy to be hyped for Jeremy Stephens coming back. This is generational. Okay, this is unheard of. After he went like 0-6 on a loss streak, I think getting finished lots of times in the UFC, he had a lot of wins, but he did go on a very bad loss streak in his end, you know, of his last UFC run. Got cut, went through a few years of, you know, bare knuckle boxing where he had some success. I think it's been 4 years almost, or just over 3 years, I guess, since he's had an MMA fight. Jeremy Stephens taking on Mason Jones, the guy who was also cut, the Welsh guy. And then he went on like a 4 or 5 fight finish streak and he got back to the UFC. So these are two guys who were both cut, I believe, coming back to the UFC, making their returns, battling it out, and deciding who gets to stay for real. All right. I'm pretty sure Jeremy Stephens is going to lose this fight. And I'm pretty sure he's like a plus 400 or something. So this is going to sound dumb, but I don't give a fuck. I'm picking Jeremy Stephens here by plot armor, okay? Just, the stars are aligning. This dude is talking at Fight Week on these interviews so confidently with the biggest chip on his fucking shoulder ever. It's like that. He's really living down that McGregor shit. He never lived it down. He has to prove a point. He's still salty about that shit. You know, after McGregor clowned him and now that's all people know him for and remember his time from the UFC for. Dude, when he knocks people out, they don't fucking move, all right? They don't fucking move. He's the hardest hitting 145er. And Mason Jones is good and he's KOing people, but Jeremy Stephens has an iron chin, has good cardio. Mason Jones comes forward like a marauder, has terrible defense. Tell me you cannot see Jeremy Stephens knocking him the fuck out. Tell me you can't see it. Tell me. All right? I'm picking Jeremy Stephens here by fucking plot armor KO out cold in the first round. Okay? He's going to KO Mason Jones bad, and he's going to get a huge fight for his next UFC fight. Okay? He's going to get maybe not a Max Holloway or Dustin Poirier like he was asking for. But yeah, he's back. I believe in him. I don't give a fuck, man. He's going to win. All right. Jeremy Stephens here by finish. Next, we have Cameron Smotherman taking on here Sirhi Sadeh, I believe. Yeah, I'm going to go Cameron Smotherman here. I was actually very impressed with his performance on short notice against Jake Hadley, who's been cut. Very good performance. He's a pretty good striker, man. Like, he's really good. Like, he can box it up with the best, all right? Jake Halley's not the fucking best, okay? But he can box up in the pocket, trade, has a good chin, very fast. Pretty sure he's very young. So, like, I think he's going to win this fight. Like, Sadid is, he's pretty good. Pretty average, I'd say, actually. Not very good, but Cameron's faster, better, more well-rounded, has better grappling, Here's, like, Sadid, like, oh my god, I'm saying his name 10 different times. I don't give a fuck, all right? He's just worse, He's just, like, he gets hit a lot in his fights. He doesn't take damage well. He was really badly bleeding against that one guy and just getting fucked up and rocked every round. The guy who just lost to Davy Grant. I forget his name. But, yeah, I just think Smotherin's better, man. I believe in him. He's actually really good, I'm going to pick him here by pretty dominant decision. Next, we have Montel Jackson taking on Daniel Marcos, all right? And I don't know who the favorite here is. It probably is going to be the 17-0 Daniel Marcos, but I'm going to go Montel Jackson. Just with the eye test alone, I just think he's slightly better. I don't really think Marcos had a very impressive last fight. It was against that guy. I love him. I forget his name, though, dude. I just worked a 12-hour shift. I'm recording this after. I don't give a fuck, man. I really forget a lot of shit right now, but, man, I just think with the eye test, Montel is just slightly better. He's nasty. He can catch your chin very well. He's fast as shit. He's the bigger guy. Coming off of a really good win streak, okay? Finishing guys. He's finishing good guys too. Like Damone Blackshear, KOing him in 30 seconds. If not even that. Like, this dude's really good. Really athletic. Really fast. Really powerful. And confident in himself, okay? Daniel Marcos is just some Brazilian with an undefeated record. I'm not falling for the aura merchant, alright? I'm picking Montel Jackson here by knockout. Next, we have Santiago Ponzinibbio taking on Daniel Rodriguez, alright? D-Rod. I think D-Rod's very bad. I was very disappointed with his performance against Kevin Gastelum. So, I'm going to go Santiago here, coming off of a pretty good performance. People thought he was done, thought he was too injured, coming off of a bunch of surgeries, I believe. Pretty old, but I think as long as his chin holds up here, and Daniel Rodriguez hasn't had a KO in like 4 years, I think Daniel will just lose this fight on cardio. I think Santiago's just going to output him, and he's very tall, long, and lanky, pretty skilled, way more skilled than Daniel Rodriguez on the feet. Like, maybe age does catch up with him finally, but, I'm not basing a prediction on age, okay? Especially when so many old people still succeed in the UFC. So, give me Santiago here by 3 rounds of a pretty fun fight. I think this fight will be really good. Give me Santiago here by decision. Next, we have the co-main event. Bo Nickel taking on Ronnie de Ritter. Fucking RDR, alright? I'm going Reiner de Ritter, alright? And I have a few reasons. Bo Nickel may be the most unimpressive wrestler with all the accolades in the world coming into the UFC. This dude came into the UFC acting like, and he still acts like he's the best wrestler in the UFC. Dude, wrestling does not translate to MMA wrestling. It just doesn't. It's a whole different sport. It's so different when you have the guy with the capability to knee you in the face when you come in, to throw a head kick when you try to back out, to punch you in the face with an uppercut. Bo Nickel is scared to shoot takedowns. He's very selective with them. He relies on his strength to throw people down, not his skill. I don't think he's going to be able to handle someone as big and athletic and skilled in the grappling as Reiner de Ritter. I think when someone counters his grappling with grappling, he's fucked. And he's never had to face someone with this good of grappling, okay? I think Reiner de Ritter's wrestling is pretty His takedowns could be better, but he's going to push. He's going to push Bo Nickel up against the cage. He's going to force the takedown, outwill him, outgrit him, outdog him, okay? Bo Nickel is delusionally confident, all right? He should be. He's undefeated, 7-0, pretty good. Subs, knockouts, decisions, pretty good. He is very good. I'm not calling Bo Nickel a fraud, okay? I just think Reiner de Ritter is better, and I think he gets the submission in the 3rd round here. I think he will get outstruck slightly. He is very hittable, but he has a good chin. His striking's fucking terrible, but I don't think striking will be a big factor here. I think Bo Nickel is going to defend the takedowns in the first, when they're dry. He's going to struggle a little bit, but he's going to push him away, win the first round on damage from winning the striking exchanges. And then in the second round, he's going to get taken down. He's going to get beat up. He's going to have his will broken. And then in the third round, he's going to get submitted. That's all she wrote. Taken. Goose egg gone. Prospect fraud checked because people are so low in Reiner de Ritter because he fights so goofy. Look at DDP. Reiner de Ritter versus DDP is a dream fight. We got to see that. And the only way we're going to see that is if he wins this fight. So I believe in him. Pretty sure he's another big underdog. I don't care. Underdogs win a lot this year. Yeah, RDR by third round submission. Next we have the main event. All right, Corey Sandhagen, the Sandman, taking on one of my favorite fighters ever, and it pains me to say this. Deiveson Figueiredo is not going to win this fight, man. He's just not. He's just getting more slow, more low output. His power is obviously still there, but man, I'm suspecting one of the worst performances of Figgy's career for some reason, and it's going to make me so sad. I did not like his performance against what's his name? Jan. I did not like his performance against Jan. He looked like his cardio, man, it's just not the same. And in a 5-round fight against someone who's known for decisions, Sandhagen, man, he's just gonna output him. I'm expecting a very boring, pit pat, low damage, low people getting hurt. It's gonna be rare if someone gets rocked in this whole fucking fight, all 5 rounds. I doubt someone even gets rocked. Sandhagen, he's a boring fighter. I just have to say, Sandhagen's pretty boring, man. He just doesn't hurt people, and he loves talking about it. Oh, I just love being violent, man. I just write in my journal about it. Bro, you barely rock people ever. You barely get submissions. You barely finish people. You just output them and outskill them on the feet, because he does have very good cardio and pretty good striking and decent wrestling. He's just very well-rounded, and he gets these fights done with well-roundedness and cardio. And that's exactly what he's going to do in this fight. I'm expecting a boring main event. Maybe he gets, he proves me wrong and he finishes Figgy somehow. I just don't see it. All right? He relies on his flying knee KOs if he wants to get a KO. So, we'll see. I think it'll be a pretty boring fight, but, I've been proven wrong before. So, I hope Figgy wins. I'm praying on I'm praying on Corey's downfall. I hope Figgy wins. He's one of my favorite fighters ever. All right? He's badass, kid. One of the best flyweights of all time. Underrated as fuck. He could win this. I could see him out damaging Sandhagen in certain rounds, but it's not going to matter. He's going to land the best strikes of the rounds, but he's just going to get solid outputted, to an extent where it's just not going to matter. All right? Corey's going to win this fight by decision. That's the whole card. It's dog shit. I'm going to go to bed. Yeah. See you guys in the next one.